Hey everyone, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. So I think it goes without saying that beer is an essential part of life here in Germany. In fact, probably when most people think about Germany, they think about beer. It is considered the national drink of Germany and has been brewed here for well over 1,000 years. Although Germany did not invent beer per se, they do have the oldest still running brewery in the entire world at Weihenstephan, just outside of Munich. But one of the strangest things about living here was that I did not know how young you could be here and still drink beer. Without further ado, let's just get right into the topic. I am also wearing Dirndl today, although luckily the camera cuts me off at just the right point so that we can keep it educational for YouTube. Well, I think it would be pretty silly to do a video about beer and then not be drinking a beer, so I'm gonna fix that. And today we have a Speziale Tegensee beer. All right, I fixed it. Prost, everyone. As an American, I was well aware of the importance of beer to Germany's culture, but actually it was one of the biggest shocks for me when I moved here was learning about the drinking age. Back in the States, the drinking age is set by the federal government and is set at age 21, which I think by most European standards would pretty much be considered Puritanism. Not only that, but very few places in the US allow you to drink alcohol outside. Here in Germany, you're pretty much allowed to drink alcohol almost anywhere as long as you aren't doing it on private property and you're not being too loud. It is very much the right of the people to be able to consume a brew pretty much anywhere at any time in Germany. In fact, there are whole festivals dedicated to the love of beer, such as Oktoberfest, which is known internationally as the beer festival of beer festivals. Living here, though, there are even more smaller festivals that go on throughout the year. So since I live in Munich, we also have what's called the Starkbierfest, which is the festival of the strong beer. And we also have Volksfests, which occur in the summertime, and those are more of an American carnival style festival where they have rides and beer tents and food and lots of fun. Basically, all year long is one big beer festival here in Munich. But Germany doesn't just have one drinking age, they actually have 3. Imagine my surprise when I'm seeing teenage kids with cracking voices and braces drinking beer out on a hot summer day. My friends have told me that this is not only because beer is culturally important, but society also thinks it's very important to be teaching young people from an appropriate age how to consume alcohol responsibly. And drinking beer is often entwined with social standards as children grow up and start to socialize without the watchful eye of their parents. Each German drinks, on average, 130 liters of beer per year. This is reportedly as much as a bathtub's worth of alcohol every year. What's also funny is that even though Germany is a well-known beer drinking country, it is actually only ranked number 4 internationally for most beer consumed per capita. Actually, Germany ranks behind Czech Republic, Lithuania, and Moldova in drinking beer. Although I have seen some reports, like on Wikipedia, that say that Austria drinks more beer than Germany per capita. And I don't know, but I've been to Austria many times and I have family in Austria. And it seems to me like people drink more wine there than beer. So maybe any of the Austrians out there can let me know in the comments below what you think of that statement. But in my opinion, This 3 different ages for drinking alcohol inherently means that Germany treats beer and wine differently from other alcohols. And that is definitely not the case in the US, where all alcohol is treated equally. And I really find that also to be reflected in the price of beer at restaurants. Oftentimes, at least here in Munich, you can find the price of a half liter of beer and a half liter of water to be the same. However, that's not the case for harder alcohols. Although I'm still not entirely sure why beer is treated differently, whether it's just cultural or maybe it's the lower alcohol content or maybe it's something else. I asked my German friend about this, and she actually told me a little bit of history about beer drinking. And she said that some companies actually used to pay employees in beer, but that the important difference is that beer didn't have as much alcohol then as it does now. It was a bit more like liquid food that would give you calories throughout the day and also was safer to drink than just straight water. But nowadays, German beer has between 4 and 5% alcohol. Can any other Germans shed some insight on that history? Is it accurate? What do you think about that? Please let me know in the comments down below. But the first drinking age is actually only at 14 years old. At 14, as long as the person is under supervision of a guardian, they are allowed to consume alcohol in public and at restaurants. When they reach the age of 16, they can actually purchase beer and wine for themselves. They don't have to have somebody else there to watch them or buy it for them. And when they reach the age of 18, that's when they are able to purchase all the other different types of alcohol, including the much higher alcohol content distilled liquors. In the US, like I said before, there's only one single drinking age for all types of alcohol, and it's 21, and that is accepted in all 50 states. To me, it was really quite shocking to see 14-year-olds be drinking alcohol in public. I mean, can you believe that as an American? Again, I asked my German friend about this, and she said, yeah, 14 is quite young, but just in society, it's accepted as a standard, and so nobody really thinks twice about it anymore. She did say that when she went to Canada, she was actually really annoyed that restaurants would ask for not 1, but 2 forms of ID just to be served alcohol in a restaurant. And actually, if you're not a citizen in the US and you want to drink alcohol at a restaurant, you usually have to show your passport, because no other kind of international ID, even if it has your birthday on it, is still not acceptable. For her, actually, the reverse culture shock was true, because she was shocked at how, let's say, strict North America is with alcohol in general. The one thing we can agree on is when grabbing a beer with a friend, it is universally a great experience no matter where you are. In fact, before I moved to Munich, I was actually not a fan of beer at all. And honestly, it took me a lot of time after moving here to get comfortable with drinking beer and the fact that here in Germany, beer doesn't suck. In fact, it's pretty refreshing. I am a fan of Helles, in particular a Tegernsee Hell or an Andex Hell, and I will enjoy a Weissbier now and then, especially if I can find one that has notes of banana. I actually find Weissbier to be, in general, quite sweet in the world of beers. So now I'm a convert, although I do prefer to have a Radler or something else a little lighter for Oktoberfest, really big festivals, because Radler is half beer and half either lemonade or a lemon lime soda like Sprite. And it is so refreshing when it's warm out, and it's also only half the alcohol. However, if I can get my hands on it though, my favorite after dinner drink is still Haselnussgeist, which is a type of hazelnut schnapps that is consumed typically after a meal, and is quite common to find here, at least in Bavaria. I just downed the back half of that beer, but anyway, I would love to do a video in the future talking about all the different types of beer that can be found here in Germany. Let me know in the comments down below if you would be interested in a beer specific video like that. I did want to mention that I am wearing Dirndl today, and Dirndl is a traditional style of dress that's typically found in Bavaria and Austria. And I've explained this actually in my Q&A that I had with Darian last Saturday. If you want to hear me talk a little bit more about Dirndl, then please check out the Q&A, which is on Darian's channel, and I will link that down below for you. If you learned something about beer in Germany in this video, please give me a like. And if you like this type of content where I talk about Germany from the lens of an American, then please subscribe for more content. But anyhow, I will catch you guys next week, so I will see you then.